So Overwatch 2 has been out for a while now, and it hasn't been all pretty. Let's go over some of the major points from the past week of Overwatch 2 launch. So Overwatch 2 got a complete overhaul of ranked in the newest version. The most prominent of all the changes was the fact that they are now hiding your rank until you get 7 wins or 20 losses. I believe the idea behind this was to change the feeling that you are like going up and down after every match, because sometimes you win or sometimes you lose without your effort. For example, somebody leaves or something. So getting like instant D rank because of that can feel crap and demotivating. I completely get this point, but at the same time I feel like we are kind of missing the point of why people are playing ranked. I actually had a conversation with Arge on Twitter. Arge is basically saying that the change is good because you get this better feeling that you are actually improving, because you are not being shoved, the rank is not being shoved to your face. Forget about the rank and just play and enjoy the game. You focus on improving and not on the rank itself. And while this is of course true, and I think Arge is right on this one, it completely misunderstands why people play ranked in the first place. Because I believe people play for the rank itself. People want to compare themselves to others, to streamers, to themselves in the past, and getting that instant gratification in this TikTok era is what keeps people going. If you're not getting the instant rank update and the visual update, because of course the matchmaking is hidden and it's going to be updated as previously, but you are not actually getting any visual progression, and this is what feels crap. So what we're left with is actually a new system that feels super grindy, and it doesn't feel very satisfying. So the 7 wins and 20 losses is actually quite a bit of games. I did placements on my main on the stream, and I think we went like 7 and 8. 7 wins, 8 losses, and it took me 8 hours. It took me 8 hours to get my initial placements. This is it. This is it. Diamond 4! I'll take it. And yeah, I feel like that's way too long. Of course, tank queue is the longest in Overwatch 2, but still, most casual players will never see their rank because they can't be asked to play the possible 20 plus games that you need to get your rank. The new ranked with the new 5 vs 5 and 1 tank actually leads to some new problems as well. Once they actually got rid of one of the tanks, the one remaining tank is super important. Tank meta kind of feels like rock, paper, scissors to me. Right now the meta is it's kind of fluctuating, but I would say according to the first week of watching streams and playing myself at a GM level, I would say it's Zarya, D.Va and Winston. These 3 tanks are basically the meta. You can play Sigma as well if you're really good at it, and it works like solid. But the thing is, it's basically like a rock, paper, scissors. So if you take Winston, the enemy can take D.Va and counter you, basically do more damage to you. And if you take D.Va, you can take Zarya and melt D.Va. And if you take Zarya, you can basically use Winston. Rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. And if you can't play some of the tank, you're instantly putting your team in a major disadvantage. Furthermore, there's actually a big problem of picking the wrong tank in general. For example, if you pick a Chunker Queen or Doomfist, you can actually lose the game in spawn. This is what I've seen. If a tank picks Chunker Queen because they don't know better and they just want to have fun, or they want to learn Chunker Queen in comp, you basically lost. It's so horrible. The balance is way out of the window, and Blizzard needs to be taking care of this immediately. The fun thing about ranked as well is that the queue is actually horrible for tanks right now. You would actually like this was my first thought. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is tank queue so long? Because you only need 1 tank, so there's gotta be like plenty of tanks around for that one role, one spot, right? Well, yeah, and that is actually the problem, because there's too many tanks. this can actually do the same thing that there's when there's not enough tanks. A longer queue basically means that the demand for tank or the demand for role and the supply doesn't match. So this is basically what happens and when we get bad queues. So right now I believe we have way too many tank players for the one spot, and the tank queues are actually like 10 to 15 minutes worst at daytime, at least for me in GM. So yeah, getting those 7 wins or 20 losses can actually, it can be like 20 hours worth of grind because of the 10-minute queues. And I think the new 7 wins 20 losses feels kind of crap, because you can like you're always looking for that 7 goals, right? So if you get 7 wins, you're gonna rank up. You're gonna see the visual progression of what you're actually managed to accomplish. So you're looking for that. But then if you lose, you're like thinking like, oh man, that's one more game I need to play to see the 7 wins, to see my progression. So yeah, you can actually like go 5 wins and then you can go 10 losses in a row, and you're like in that constant mindset. Oh man, I just need a couple more wins. I just need a couple more wins, because if I don't play that, I won't get any reward whatsoever. And this is what I found on my stream as well. I wanted to play the placements because I wanted to show people. I want the content, you know. I want to show people that I'm gonna get diamond or something, and I just needed to play. I just needed to play more, and after I got a loss, it just felt like it went further down the street. All right, so ranked is. I think you could fix ranked. I think you could fix ranked by simply decreasing the amount of games. So I think you could go like 5 wins, 10 losses. Or even 3 wins, maybe 7 losses, something like that, to kind of like accomplish the same idea Blizzard is looking for, but to not make it unattainable for casual players. Because let's face it, like 20 hours of games for a casual player, for a casual dad like myself, like you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna be able to like manage to pull that off in 1 sitting or in 2 sitting. You might need several weeks, and that's not right. That's not right. We want to see where we go. We want to see where we're at, and we're never gonna see the rank. Like, what's the point of ranked? That's how I feel. Blizzard basically said that their new philosophy concerning Overwatch 2 balance and hero design is that they want people to be able to like clutch. They want people to feel like they can change the course of the game. And they have managed to do this pretty well. But with it came some power creep, and with that came another, maybe even bigger issue. So basically, how you accomplish the feeling that you can clutch with any role, any hero, a team fight or a match, you basically need to give them a solid kit, a solid set of damage and potential to do like sick plays with heals or abilities or whatever. And yeah, this is of course cool and all, but I feel like what we're left with is everything does too much damage. Everything does even too much healing. And this is kind of absurd. I think in Overwatch 2 you got this weird situation. Players are actually doing both too much healing and damage. And you find this. You can notice this the clearest when you're playing like a solo DPS, and you're trying to kill a healer. And if you're hitting all your shots, but they're not headshots, you can't actually kill a healer. Like I found this on several different characters. I even played some tanks, and you cannot kill a healer if you're not getting like focused fire, if you're not getting headshots, if you're not landing a big ability. And some could say that's fine, or that's great. And yeah, I can definitely see that, but I just feel like it's a little bit too bursty. It's a little bit too bursty. Nothing is dying unless everything's dying at once. Like there's no in between. This is actually something we've seen in World of Warcraft Arena as well, in retail. Like it just, there's not enough damage and then there's too much damage. Like there's no in between. You just basically you're not killing anything, and then boom, everything dies. And man, that's kind of weird. I would love to see an experimental patch where they would just like flat take 25% of damage and healing off. I would love to see that, and I'd love to see how that would change the game, because I would like to see a more tactical shooter. Right now it kind of feels like headless chickens running around, and that's not pretty. We kind of lost the Overwatch 1's team-based this kind of tactical shooter element. Now it's more deathmatchy and arcade. And I think one of the bigger issues with the power creep is the DPS passive as well, which I find extremely bad for the game. So unless you didn't know, like DPS characters, when they get a kill, I believe they get 25% movement speed and reload speed. This makes some of the DPS characters super OP. And this, of course, adds more to flankers. Let's say a Genji is flanking and gets a Zenyatta kill, and then he gets 25% movement speed and reload speed, and then he can just outrun every other character in the game. Even Winston can't catch him, which kind of feels like stupid. Like Winston used to be the ultimate counter for Genji. Now you basically can't catch him anymore. He's just dashing around, running faster than you, and climbing walls. And when you combine a Kiriko that is just TPing around him and giving him immunity, it's just I believe we're gonna see some broken ass shit when we go to ladder with Kiriko in a week. Then, of course, everyone's favorite, we had a really bad launch. We had a lot of technical issues. This was hands down one of the worst launches ever.
Wait a second. Wait, I'm actually in the game. Wait, holy shit, am I actually in the game now? Oh my god. Got him. Alright. Fuck! Wait a sec. It just put me back in queue. Bro, what the fuck? Let's see how long this takes to go down. Let's see how long it takes to go down. Maybe it'll go down fast. Holy fuck.
Though, in Blizzard's defense, they said that it was multiple DDoS attacks. So yeah, I believe them, and of course we need to believe them, and that's really unfortunate. But it wasn't just DDoSes. If Blizzard is going to be hiding behind the DDoS attacks, I think it's kind of silly. There's been multiple game-breaking bugs and a lot of data issues concerning the cross progression with like, for example, PS plus PC. People were missing their stats. People are still missing their history. People are missing their skins and battle passes and even paid content. And account merge was actually buggy and slow. There was a tremendous queue to obtain that. A lot of people are reporting this kind of floaty aim, which could be placebo, but people are actually finding some solutions for that. So maybe it's a real issue. There was a huge problem with the disconnects as well. Pretty much all of the top clips from the first week and first days especially were just people getting booted out and back in the queue, and there were multiple queues, and it was dirty. It was so dirty, and I hoped and I really wished Overwatch 2 would have gotten a better launch. But yeah, it wasn't just the DDoSes and the account stuff, but it was also some super buggy hero designs. So basically we just got an update that Bastion and Torbjörn were both removed from the competitive game mode, and yeah, Bastion was removed altogether. So there was this bug and a lot of clips where people were glitching the ultimates to have like basically endless artillery attacks. So yeah, that just happened, and whoever, which developer created that, is going to be in a tough place, man. I hope all the best for them. So some heroes are actually super overtuned and some are still worthless, similar to Overwatch 1. And this has something to do with the fact that they reworked some of the new heroes, or some of the old heroes. So for example, Orisa got a complete overhaul, and I think Orisa went for like 100 folds better. Orisa plays so much better than she ever did, and it's hands down the best rework Blizzard has done in Overwatch. Orisa still isn't that strong, but I think she's fine. Like they don't actually need to do a lot. Maybe tweak a couple of numbers. It's gonna be fine. We got another huge hero change and rework, and it was Doomfist. So Doomfist, for those who don't know, went from DPS category. He was this one-shotter basically, and this crazy stream hero where you could basically surf the roofs of the map and then get an instant kill with the right combo. So I think Blizzard saw that and thought, yeah, like this is not the way we were designing this hero to be. So they changed him to tank. And I think it's a cool idea to change the role of a character, but at the same time they kinda messed it up. I don't think Doomfist plays anywhere as fun as he used to be, and the old Doomfist players and mains kind of hate him. I can't blame them. I think Doomfist is very sloppy. I have no idea how to play with him. It feels like his kit doesn't make sense at times. I think he's like the new seismic slam where you can use it like a Winston. You can jump like a Winston, and then you do this like a seismic slam on the ground. I think it's actually fine and feels pretty good, but missing the uppercut, it makes it a lot harder for the Doomfist to land kills. I think they need to either bring that uppercut back because it was one of the cooler abilities in the game, or they need to give Doomfist some way to hang around the opponent. Because right now, so you basically have the active ability where he puts his hands up and he like absorbs some of the damage, and then he like supercharges his punch. Like, yeah, that's cool and stuff, but you still get punished like hell when you're using that. It doesn't make you completely like immune. I think it reduces damage taken like 90% or something. And yeah, you actually get CC'd, you get killed while doing that. So that kind of feels stupid. Like I just don't get how Doomfist is supposed to be played anymore. Like he's in a weird place. He's kind of doing damage, he's kind of surviving, he's all this garbage, like, I just don't know. They really went bad with Doomfist, and if you see somebody picking Doomfist, just wish for the best, wish that they get quaked on or something. Then we have the new tank, Junker Queen. Junker Queen is too garbage. She feels really weird. She was actually overtuned in the beta. I used to play her quite a bit, and she was super strong and super fun to play. Since then she's been nerfed, but I actually think the biggest problem with her is that she is too reliant on others. She's basically like Reinhardt. She really needs her team with her. Yeah, Ryan isn't in a great place either because of that, but at least Ryan has shield, so he can protect others, but Junker Queen can't, and Junker Queen doesn't have that insane pick potential that Hog has. So Junker Queen is in a weird place. Like I don't know what they're gonna do about that. Maybe if you like stack Lucio and all the resources on the Junker Queen, you can do this brawl kind of gameplay. So this is actually one of the biggest balance issues right now. So the tanks got the biggest changes. So we only have one tank, so the one tank has to be strong. Right, this is the Overwatch 2 philosophy. We gotta give the one tank kind of like 2 tanks worth of utility damage and healing, or not healing but health. And yeah, they've kind of done that, but some of the tanks are really lacking in that sense. And I'm worried of the ranked and quick play, because if somebody picks some of these tanks that are like really weak, for example Doomfist and Junker Queen, they're gonna get bullied. They're gonna get bullied because their team feels like this guy's throwing, this guy doesn't know anything, and we just lost our chances of ever winning this match because we have these tanks. And to a lot of sense, I think that's true. If you play comp and you see your tank picking a Junker Queen, and then the enemy tank is like pulling Zarya and doing like 10 times the damage, like that's just unlucky. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can ask the tank, of course, to change, but yeah, it's not pretty. Genji is right now super overtuned. Genji is in every match, and if you don't have a Genji, you're putting your team in a major disadvantage. Basically, a lot of the games that I played on my main came down to who had the better Genji main. And yeah, with Genji you have Ana, of course. I'm not even sure Ana is super good in the game right now, and I believe she's going to be pretty dog piss when Kiriko comes to ladder, because basically every time you land a crazy nade, Kiriko can just cleanse it. So yeah, that's gonna be rough for Ana. And Kiriko is actually gonna be pretty good with Genji as well. So I think Kiriko is going to replace Ana in many senses. Genji is just overtuned. He has everything. He has crazy mobility, very hard hitbox, good sustained damage, very strong ultimate, because there's not much people can do about it nowadays. One of the tanks can't peel against the Genji ult anymore, so it's gonna be a lot harder to block or stop the Genji ult. And in general, it just feels like Genji is benefiting most of the new 5 vs 5 arcade game style. And this actually leaves us with the question: Did Blizzard do this on purpose to sell the first mythic skin and the battle pass? It would be pretty smart for them to do that. But yeah, some of the heroes are still pretty crap, like they were in Overwatch 1. I think Symmetra is very highly situational. You can pull her off in Legion Tower, but other than that, but yeah, that is for my video for now. That is everything I have wrong with Overwatch 2. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and check me out on Twitch. I recently switched over to English. Yeah, I'm a Finnish guy, so I'm still learning the English, so be sure to check me out on Twitch. Thanks and see ya!